What is going on, y'all? GoofyRhexxi here, and hope everybody is doing well. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about a subject that I have had questions about. I know a few of you guys have questions about as well, and it's Moondragon or Night Nurse. Which character should I be bringing into my Doom Raid content? Both of the characters are skill and they're also support characters. Both are good respectively, individually, and also they're good on their team. Moondragon with Infinity Watch, and of course Night Nurse on the Shadowland team. She's amazing as well, and her rework is extremely solid. And players are already using Night Nurse in Doom Raids right now and getting success. But if you have not built up Night Nurse yet and you're looking to get into those Doom Raids, those skill nodes, which one should you be prioritizing first? So we're actually going to be going through that in this video. We're going to go through some pros and cons for both characters, Moondragon and Night Nurse, and then you can make a decision at the very end in regards to who you should be bringing into based on where your roster is and based on the information that's presented here in this video today. I do want to give a shout out to the video footage that's behind me right now. This video footage is from King Valdris. Shout out to him. He's a new content creator as well as a part of the Marvel Strike Force community. So I'm actually going to be linking his channel down below in the description, and thank him so much for providing this content as well, and also giving his suggestions and recommendations, you know, on some of the information I'm going to be presenting here today. So let's actually dive into the pros and cons for Night Nurse and Moondragon here. Also, before we get into the video, big shout out to the folks on my Patreon. They were actually the ones that selected this video for me to do today. So big shout out to you guys. And of course, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, there's a link down below to my Patreon down where you can in the future have an opportunity as well to vote on the videos that I do in the future. All right, guys, check it out. Let's get into the video. I'm actually going to start off with Night Nurse. So pros for Night Nurse, in my opinion, 2 of her abilities are going to heal. Well, technically 3 of her abilities are going to heal, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Her special, which you get a cleanse from, she clears 3 negative effects with her special ability, and that's very big because a lot of these nodes, there's really a lot of debuffs that your team could get. There's bleeds, there's heal blocks, there's blinds, there's ability blocks, etc. There's a lot of things that are there, so therefore you're going to want to have that cleanse available to you, and Night Nurse will provide that with her special ability. With her special also, she's calling an assist from a character that has the highest damage, and depending on who you're using, what team you brought in, if you brought in Kestrel, that could be Kestrel for you. If you're using Gamora and Empower Gamora, whoa boy, Gamora Empowered is amazing. If you have high red stars on her, she's deleting characters, man. So it's absolutely, that could be either one of those characters. So although Night Nurse doesn't have a second attack technically, other than her basic attack, with her special ability, you're getting a cleanse, you're getting some heals, and you're also getting some assists from higher damage dealers as well, which is, I think, is extremely relevant in the Doom Raid content. Her ult also can clear some negative effects, but that's only for her and Shadowland allies, but you may need to clear some negative effects off of her. And then she's also healing for 15% of her health, when their health pool is actually relatively good. She's number 57 in the game in terms of her health pool, so that is some significant sustain that she's given to your team, also given the 2 regeneration. Her passive ability, which can heal, which remember we said 2 of her abilities heal, but technically 3 do, but we'll talk about that a little bit later on. Her passive ability, it can heal, but it's only 25% of a chance that she's going to heal. So if we actually take a look at, or we're looking at MSF.gg right now, Unturned, 25% chance to heal the most injured ally for 15% of this character's max health. It's only a 25% chance that she'll do the 15% heal, so it's good, but it's RNG based, so it's kind of not reliable. But some other pros to her is that she's part of the Shadowland team. She's top 2, and which is a top 2 war offense team, so extremely relevant in my opinion. And she's much easier to get, right? She's a node farmable character, so you have more reliable ways for you to get stars on her, which I think is extremely relevant when you're looking at who can you bring into these Doom Raids. If you're gonna miss Moondragon, you're not gonna be able to do her event, which is another 24 to 36 hours from when you're watching this video. You know, you probably won't really have Moondragon as an option because she's might not have the stars available for you. So once again, you got to make that decision, but I'm just kind of presenting you with the options here. Now, cons to Night Nurse is that some of her kit is better with the Shadowland team, and we see that here with the passive when this character or any other Shadowland ally drops below 50%, is applying defense up to that character. it would be nice if this was also available to other characters that were on your team as well. Her ult can also cleanse, but she only cleanses herself or other Shadowland allies. So, you know, yeah, you get the cleanse from the special ability, which is nice, but you may need another cleanse as well. Clearing if you may need another cleanse as well, and it would be nice if their ultimate ability also applied to some other allies too. And also, even with her special ability, she's technically clearing the 3 negative effects from the most injured ally and then the adjacent allies. So you really kind of got to watch placement with this as well, because you're not getting all, you're getting those who are adjacent to her and the most injured. So you got to watch placement, but there's a way for you to kind of finesse that and make that work for you. But those are the cons that I have for Night Nurse. Let's talk about, and also, actually, I almost didn't mention this too. With her basic ability, she can't flip. So Night Nurse, she can flip positive effects off an enemy, but unfortunately, she can't do that unless she has 2 other Shadowland characters there, and you're not going to be using other Shadowland characters in the Doom Raid skill node. So ultimately, I don't think that this is crazy relevant, but she is still applying that slow though for 2 turns if you T4 it. Most likely you're not going to T4 her basic, but you're still getting the 2-turn slow as well. So that's still definitely relevant for your team, especially if you have Gamora and Kesha, who are fast characters that are there also. But let's dive into Night Nurse, right? Oh, and speed. I keep on forgetting things. So speed, she only has 100 speed, which means that there's some times where she may not go as often as you desire for her to. She may not be able to do that special or that ultimate yet, or she may not be able to give you that RNG 25% chance to heal. So that can kind of somewhat become a little, it may hurt you in some situations, but that's just being nitpicky at this point. All right, so let's talk about Moondragon now, right? So some of the pros that I have for Moondragon are, well, number one, she's a solid kit, very, very strong kit overall. A lot of control in her kit, and also some sustain and utility for any team that you put her on. So definitely, in my opinion, that makes her a good character. Infinity Watch is going to be amazing. So there's definitely going to be, I don't think you regret any investment that you put into Moondragon. But I looked at the health comparison. So in terms of raw stats, she has the number 9 health in the game versus Night Nurse, who is the number 57 health in the game. Now, it's not a massive gap, but it's a gap enough. I think Night Nurse being top 60 in the game in terms of health still makes her very relevant as a healer and as a support character for your whatever Doom skill team that you decide to use. Moondragon, though, having that bigger health is extremely relevant, of course, because she does actually, she's going to be healing for more with her turns or with her abilities. Both her ultimate and her special, they heal all allies for 30% of her health, which is extremely impactful, right? And also, it's 30% as opposed to where with Night Nurse, all her heals are only 20%, which I think 20% is her special, and then 15% with her passive ability, and 15% with her ultimate ability as well. So you're getting higher health on Moondragon. She's also healing for a higher percentage of her health as well with Moondragon. So on both the ult and both the special. So I think that becomes that's a little bit more impactful, right, than potentially Night Nurse. All abilities, I wrote it down here, all abilities also do damage and does other stuff. Yeah, I know what's the other stuff, right? Well, we'll talk about it here. So with her, we'll start off with her special ability, which is Meditation Wave. She gets this on turn 1. She's clearing all positive effects from all enemies, which is very big because there's a lot of characters who spawn with like immunity. They spawn with off and sub. So it's extremely relevant. There's taunt, right? I think Blob is in a couple of these nodes. You potentially could get a taunt from him. So being able to clear those positive effects is extremely important. And she's also doing damage. So Night Nurse doesn't do any damage. Yes, she's calling ally or highest damage ally to do some damage here, but herself, Night Nurse, is not doing damage. So you're actually getting some damage, some extra damage here from Moondragon. Granted, Moondragon is not a high damage dealing character, but still being able to get some damage from your support character, more damage in these nodes definitely can be helpful. He's applying the slows, she's reducing speed bar, and of course we talked about the 30% heals, but now also the defense up and the deflect for your team is extremely big. With her ultimate ability, she's healing all allies for 30% again. And then she's also applying defense down for 2 turns to all teams and attacking all allies for 400% damage. So extremely good in my personal opinion. Like I said, all of her abilities do something, right? Also, if you have Gamora there is synergy, so it makes them better. Gamora will actually become empowered quicker by having Moondragon there because she won't have as many charges. So that becomes extremely relevant as well for your matchups. And like I said, Infinity Watch is insane. She's crazy on the team, and I think overall with her kit, she's actually a very good plug and play character outside of that. Now, my cons for her, and this is something that Val just shared as well when he was doing his footage, and we'll pop something up right now as well to kind of show you this. Her cooldowns, especially when compared to Night Nurse, are absolutely large. So great, Moondragon starts off with this ability here on turn 1, but the problem is once you do it, you gotta wait 5 turns for it to come back, and not being able to potentially clear some positive effects if you go into another node where they get a lot of buffs up on the enemy team, that could really actually damage your ability to do certain things in the matchup. And there's some footage that Val just shared where just not having that cooldown, not having that ability available actually hurt the team. And her ultimate ability, although it does, it's applying defense down for 2 turns to all enemies, which is great. She's doing 400% damage. That's fantastic. And then of course she's applying this, she's doing this healing, right? That's very big. The sustain is almost kind of gone to a certain extent because you have to wait 3 turns for this ability to pop off, for her to even gain this ability. And then when she does it, she's also losing. You also have to wait another 6 turns for that to happen. When you look at Night Nurse's abilities, all of her abilities have relatively small cooldowns. It's a 3 turn. It's a three turns for her to clear the negative effects, to get that cleanse. It's 3 turns. You do it on turn 1, and then you wait 3 more turns for it to come back around. It's a significantly less cooldown, and same thing with her ultimate ability as well. It's a significantly less cooldown, so it actually becomes a little bit more impactful. And when talking with Val just about this, he said, yeah, man, not having her cooldowns available, and for it to take so long for her to do these abilities, I was losing characters, which you can see here that he used, right? We'll kind of fast forward in this footage here. When you're using Corvus, when you're using Proxima, they are kind of squishy characters. So maybe somewhat it depends on who you decide to use in these matchups. But what he found, and when I looked at this footage, he had a lot harder time getting sustain because of the long cooldowns from Moondragon, and that was really impactful for a lot of his run. Also, Moondragon, her basic ability is very strong. She can mind control if she has charges on her, mind control a character, and then boost their damage a little bit so that they can do damage to a primary target. But unfortunately, she's not gaining this charge on spawn if she doesn't have 3 or more Infinity Watch allies. And also, she's a new character, a new event, harder for you to be able to get shards for her if you did not buy the character. So when it was all said and done, Val just said, so on paper, I thought, hey, definitely Night Nurse because of those lower cooldowns. It's a little bit more reliable to get some sustain from her. Yes, not as much health healing, from Night Nurse as much as Moondragon can give, but because of the cooldowns of Moondragon, I think that it does kind of hamper her usefulness and reliability in these Doom raids. We did talk about there potentially being a world where you actually could use both Night Nurse and Moondragon, but if you're looking to make a decision like right out of the gate, which one do you bring in first? Definitely think that the best option for you is going to be bringing in Night Nurse, just because she gives you a little bit more sustain quicker and more reliably than Moondragon will because of her long cooldown. So those are our thoughts. Curious to see where you guys are going. I'm actually going to be doing this moving forward. So as you can see on my roster right now, I have both of these characters highlighted here, trying to figure out which one I wanted to take in. But with the information that was shared with me today, the footage that was shared from Val just today, I am definitely going to be bringing in Night Nurse first. I think moving forward, I'm probably going to, at some point in time, I may bring in Moondragon or not. Captain Sam is coming. There might be some more sustain. and reliability if Captain Sam comes to the game. So maybe I'll hold off a little bit there. But all right, so hopefully this was a helpful video for you guys. Appreciate you guys watching this so much. I definitely know that looking at this information, going through the pros and cons definitely helped me. The footage that I got from Valgis was also very helpful. So bro, thank you so much for that. Go subscribe to his channel, guys. Like I said, new content creator, and provides a lot of really valuable information in my personal opinion. So definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link down below in the description so that you can go to his channel. Also, guys, if you like the video, don't forget to like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel as well. Take a look at some of my other links that are down below. Links to join my Discord, Facebook, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, also on Twitch, and my Patreon as well. Follow my Patreon as well, guys. Another way to support the channel. But appreciate you guys so very much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.